What's up, YouTube? I'm just another guy, and welcome back to my rise to fame. So here we are with Wuhan at the end of our first season here. So last time I left you off, we were sitting very high in 4th place, and I spoke about wanting to not see a second year collapse, and it sort of happened. Let's say this, the run of form in the second half of the year was nowhere near as good as the run of form in the first half of the season, but we still achieved a decent league finish. So we finished 7th, which is, of course, really good. Quite a well away from the relegation zone, top half the table, only 8 points off of the team in 4th place, which is Champions League football. So it was a good year. It was a really, really good year for a team that were expected at the start of the season. Let me check this there. We were predicted to finish dead last. We had no hope in hell of surviving. Look, we were dead last. No one else had the same odds to win the league as us. So for us to finish 8th is an extremely good achievement. But like I said, the second half of the year, I think the quality of players shone through. And I spoke about this last time. Form is form is temporary, class is permanent. And I think the quality of our player in the second half of the season was exposed, and teams were able to capitalize on that. And what it means now is over this winter that over the off season, I've got to improve the team. I need to pick my positions carefully. And I'm hoping to get rid of I've got rid of a lot of foreigners. I'm looking to try and get rid of another one, trying to use my foreigner roles a little bit more carefully, a little bit better than I did last year. But last year it was a bit of a rush to try and get things in place. It was just about trying to build a team because there wasn't really much of depth here and stuff. So this winter, hopefully I can do that and improve the team. I am aiming for around 7th place again. That would be nice to finish there because this was the reason I didn't want to improve my minimum expectations. I didn't want the team to think, or the board to think, all right, he's got top half the table now, we'll expect it again next year, because I'm not sure if I can get that again this year. I've got rid of a lot of players. I'm looking to bring a lot of players in, or hopefully bring a lot of players in, and the squad will need time to gel and get used to each other again. And I think next year, I'm not sure what my minimum expectations will be. Hopefully it'll be around mid-table or something, which will be around maybe 11th or 10th or something. I think I can aim for that. I think that's an achievable target. Still got a 5-year plan, obviously. We still want to win the league here one day, but I'm baby steps, all of it is about baby steps. So let's go into the transfers, because we've got a bit of news what happened in the summer, because there's a summer window here, and then we've got a lot of stuff to go through about the end of this year going into next year. So we'll talk about the one guy we brought in during January, and it was Yang Li, a goalkeeper, 34 years of age, costing us, 3.3k. So very small transfer fee, pretty experienced, 34 years of age, played 3 times as well for the China national team. Apparently good player for this level, better than, currently we don't have any other keepers, but he was better than our other keepers. And he come in, he didn't do particularly well. But again, our second half of the year wasn't particularly great. We signed him with, having seen he got experience in this league with CSL. With Rene and Baxi. He was there when Baxi got relegated, but he did really well in the first half of the year with them in the second tier. So I thought we'll bring him up. And, like I said, not a great year this year, but hopefully next year with an improved defense that we do currently have. We've signed a few defenders and stuff. We can hopefully see a better performance from him, because with a little bit more support in front of him, it'll mean less chances, or less clear-cut chances being thrown at him. And 2 guys we got rid of. One guy I'm going to talk about anyway we got rid of in January, and that was Ali Zibbo. It was just a player we never played. Played 4 times actually, but it was just a backup player. Never really too interested in him. I wasn't. So in the end, he's gone to A Urban in the 2nd division for 2k. I think that's a decent fee to pick up for someone I didn't really rate. And then in January, at the end of the season, we released a lot of people. So I'm trying to think who was some of the key people that I released. I can't actually remember them off the top of my head. Wu Yan left. A lot of people left basically. This guy, they're actually a pretty decent player. But I wanted to see what was out there. I wanted to free up the wage, because this club is in financial trouble. And, to me, I can release a lot of players. I just want to free up as much wage as I can. And then go into next year, or go into this year, I should say, like right now, go into the transfer market and have a lot of wage to play with. If I re-sign a few people and then I see someone in that position, I may regret not selling them, because then that wage that I could have had free could have been spent on that player. But yeah, we released a lot of people. Hyo Young-jo, the North Korean center attacking mid, he was released. Had a decent rating with us and stuff, but just too injury prone. And I can't be having that. I can't be having someone taking up a foreigner spot being too injury prone. We did also sell someone, Zhu Juel. He sold to Chokwing for 8.25k, and again, wasn't exactly a key player for us. So I think that's a decent transfer there to take place. We know we're getting good money for him. But yeah, a lot of people were released. As you can see, we're trying to rebuild the squad, which is why next year I didn't really want high expectations, and which is why I think we're not going to have high expectations, because I have to rebuild the squad pretty much. But that's something I wanted to do. I knew the squad wasn't good enough, and I knew the only way to do that was to release a lot of people from the wage bill so I could then reinvest it. Two people I've currently got and currently being reinvested in is Zheng Long. I think this guy looks brilliant. I mean, just looking at his stats in comparison to, let's say, let's compare him to, because he's currently going to be replacing, he's a centre mid, isn't he? I was going to compare him with someone else, but we'll compare him to the guy that, to this guy, Chokwi, who has been playing pretty well so far in the centre mid this year, or had a pretty good first half of the year, so you guys know that he's a decent player for us, but look at the ability, there's no comparison really. So Zheng Long looks like a really good player. According to this, he's a good player for most CSL, Chinese Super League teams, and yeah, overall, I'm looking forward to seeing how he can go. As you see, a free transfer, he was spent, Shandong spent a lot of money on him earlier in the year. So the fact that we got him on a free transfer, clearly he's highly rated. 2.4 million, 190k, a lot of money has been splashed at this guy at certain points in his career. So hopefully he can realize his potential here. And, we've signed a really good player maybe. And the last guy, or the most recent guy anyway we signed, is Anas Bani Yasen, a 28-year-old centre-back with Moleki leaving. I don't think I spoke about that, but Moleki, where is he? He's not here. But Moleki will be leaving anyway and stuff, so we need a new defender, basically. And I saw this guy there, 90 caps. I think this is Jordan, isn't it? If I get my flag correct. It is. From Jordan. Had been playing in the Jordan League for a while. Had played in United Arab Emirates. And, he played in a Saudi League and stuff. So he's played in a lot of different leagues and countries. And overall, this guy looked like a really good player again. And according to reports, he's an absolute beast for this club. He's a star player for most people in this division. So that's exactly what we needed. We need some star quality players coming in, and this will hopefully be the first of many. That, this could hopefully be signs that in a few years we could be winning the league, because this type of player will be here hopefully for the rest of his career if we can. Obviously if big transfer fees come in, we'll have to accept it, because the club, like I said, is financial trouble. And his value, £725,000 his value. If a bid came in for that, I'm pretty sure the board would accept it, because we're in that much money trouble right now. But yeah, no, those are the only signings. So obviously not too much has happened yet, but there's still a long time in the transfer window. It's only been open for 4 days, so hopefully we'll get a lot of business done. And next time I see you, we'll have a new squad and be playing pretty well. So going into the fixtures, you can just look at the second half of the season, but I can't highlight like I used to before, which annoys me. But the second half of the season from here downwards, you can see we were not very good. Comparing that to the top half, we were pretty poor. So going into this, we won in the third round of the FA Cup, winning 2-0 against a team from the second or third tier. I can't quite remember. Second tier. So, it was an expected victory. But after that, we lost 3-2 to Dongya, meaning we had lost 2 games in a row in the league for the first time in my career here. So obviously that wasn't particularly good. But we bounced back, beating Liaoning 3-2. And despite a Moneki own goal in the 53rd minute, equalising the game up for them, we ended up getting another goal in the 57th minute with Teseo scoring and giving us a 3-2 win. So then going on to the FA Cup 4th round, we drew 1-1 in 90 minutes and over 120 minutes as well, forcing the game into penalties. Now this really annoyed me because, as you can see, Wang Tong got sent off for Fully in the 76th minute, which gave us pretty much an hour of football, including extra time, to go out there and try and win the game. And we just couldn't do it. It wasn't like, I'd run out, like Sarek was injured and we were down to 10 men. No, I made 2 subs at the 90th minute to try and give ourselves a full 30 minutes of football with pretty much fresh players on the pitch to try and win it. And look at the fitness come the end of the game between our players and their players. Our players were fitter. We should have beat them. Tiredness should have become a massive factor for them and we should have beat them. But no, we didn't. We ended up going to the lottery of penalties and we lost. Disappointing to not go through there because it was a winnable game. And then after that, Jingsu, we drew 2-2 with them. A little bit fortunate here because we did fall 2-0 behind. An own goal helped us, get 2-1 and put the game back into a decent position when we could go on and win the game, or get something out of the game, I should say. And we did that in the 88th minute, scoring a late equaliser. So after that, with a friendly, I'm not really going to go into detail with that because it's just a parent club friendly. It doesn't mean anything. But after that, Hangzhou was next, and we lost 2-0 to them in a disappointing game, and this was where our bad run of form really kicked in. Following that, we drew 2-2 to Henan, and this was a game we should have won. I spoke about it before. We drew 0-0 with them earlier in the season. We should have won that game, and we should have won this game. And, we took the lead in the 66th minute after they had originally took the lead in the 30th minute, and that should have been game over for them. That should have been us with the comfortable victory. But no, we allowed them to get back into the game and drew the game 2-2. Disappointing, because that could have been our chance to win our first game in the league in 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts. But no, the games without a win in the league continued. And it went on to the fully match, where we lost 3-2. And again, we had the lead in the 23rd minute. They got 2 goals before half-time, so they had a 2-1 lead at half-time. We got the goal in the 61st minute, and we should have held out for a point maybe. But nope, again, defensive mistake from Serena, our right back. I think he might have been playing left back for this game. But he let us down, and we lost the game 3-2. Then two relatively big defeats in a row. The first time we hadn't scored in 2 games, losing to Shandong 2-0, and then losing to Beijing 2-0. With a man sent off in this one, so you can sort of understand that one a little bit more. But the Shandong game, an own goal in the 2nd minute, and you can just tell your bad form's going to continue when stuff like that happens. So continue to look for that win, and we drew 2-2. Narrowly, almost got there. Win against Tianjin. We scored in the 7th minute, and I was like, yes, get in there, we've got the lead. But no, Wang Ling got one back in the 40th minute, and then we threw it away in the 74th minute, and I was like, oh, great. Now we're fighting to get a draw again, like we have in so many games on in this poor run. And we did get the draw. Teseo got a goal in the 82nd minute, but it was so poor, this run of form, how long it was continuing for. And finally, after 3 months for looking for a win in the league, we finally got it with Yongchang against Yongchang at home. A 2-0 victory finally came, and thank God it did, because it was really getting annoying. We weren't in any real trouble of getting relegated, but the bad run of form was not encouraging for me, because I was like, oh crap, how much work have I really got to do it this side? The first half of the year looked like we could have actually inherited a decent team. Maybe they were just a plucky little team that were always going to try hard, but no, it didn't happen like that. And even with that win, we couldn't maintain a run of form. Shanghai, they got the goal. They beat us, 2-0 in the game following that. So our win lasted all a week. It wasn't good. And Changchun did get another win. Li Jian and Zhu Ting getting the 2 goals for us there to win us that game. They tried to fight him back, but no, we held out in the end, which is good to see. We hadn't really held out at all in that bad run of form in the second half of the season, I should really say. Chongqing, we drew 2-2 with them. This was a little annoying because, we had to continue to fight back twice, and, just neither team could really hold on to a lead. Guangzhou, we lost 3-0, but I expected that, In the last 2 games of the season, we finally showed some good form, winning 2-0 and 2-1. And the reason for them wins, I think, and the reason we started to change a little bit of form here was because of the change of tactic. Tactic now is no longer a 4-2-1, a 4-3-3 sort of variation, or as I called it last time, the Chelsea. Now it's sort of this. And this is actually the formation I play in my Chelsea save. I have a Chelsea offline save, and I use 2 tactics. It was the one I used in the first half of the season, and this one. And I use it depending on what kind of team I'm coming up against and what kind of result I want to get. And it helped. It definitely helped. It's a bit more attacking, and I think that could help the team. Maybe instead of sitting back and trying to absorb as much pressure as we can, maybe we need to give the team something to worry about, give the other team we're playing something to worry about. So that was the idea for the change-up of this tactic. And we don't exactly have the players to play it right now, but this is why I'm getting rid of a few foreigners, because I can't really find many good Chinese players to fit certain positions, so I want to use my foreigner roles to do that. As you can see right now, this is the team I would currently be able to play at the start of the season. And initially, you can just see we need a right attacking midfielder. Ideally, we'll get a new centre attacking midfielder. You could argue we need a centre mid, but Chongqing, or whatever his name was, had a pretty good year last year, so I'm happy to keep him. But, we do need some investment in the team, which is why I released so many players. We have about 13k in wage budget to spend, and I'm looking to try and spend it on 2 decent or very good foreigners in them positions, and if maybe I can, maybe a striker, because we do need a striker. Taseo we released because he was a foreigner, and like I said, we just needed to free up the foreigner roles. We need we can get one more foreigner from anywhere in the world, and we can get one more foreigner from Asia. So that's what I'm going to try and do. Which does mean Miroslav Saric, who had a pretty good year last year, or the first half of the year anyway. In the second half of the year, if we go into his form, I don't think he was particularly great. He was injured for a lot of it, and obviously we missed him, and I fell out of favour with him pretty much. He has a good record, yes, but like I said, a foreigner. He plays left attacking mid, and we're actually going to play long left attacking mid now. He is a natural left attacking mid as well, and again, we're just gonna compare him with Saric, and you can just see Long is a better player, and Long is Chinese. Therefore, Long is my opted player, the player I'd rather go with. So Saric has to leave. He's on £2,400 a week as well, which means ideally I'd get him out ASAP, because that's a lot of money in this club. As you can see, all the starters are pretty much on big money, apart from the few, excluding the youth player we have in there. But most of them are on big money. Only a few people on the bench are on decent wages, like Li Jian and Xu Peng. Otherwise, the rest of our backup is youth. And I'm actually willing to do that next year. I'm willing just to get rid of any first team player that isn't playing for us and just have our bench players as youth players, and hope that I can just invest in a really solid first team, starting 11, and just fingers crossed I don't get any injuries, because with the financial troubles we have, I think that's all we can really hope for. And we are in deep shit in terms of finances. 1.9 million in the negative. We leak out anywhere between 100,000 to 300,000 pounds each month, and that's not sustainable for any team. We can't afford it. And like I said, the transfer budget and wage budget and the expectations haven't been set for the year, but I imagine my wage budget will be cut back, which means I've got even less money to play with. I say 13,000 now, that could be cut back to 2,000. We need to cut money, and the only way it's really going to happen is with the wage, and that's not my ideal situation right now. That's not what I wanted to be happening. We did get a parent club. I spoke about that. We did actually get a parent club. It was with I think we get two actually. Actually, no, we already had them. We did actually get a parent club, though, when I was here. It was a Turkish team, Karabükspor. Can't pronounce it, sorry. But we get a lot of money from them, 108k, but that only covers about a month's worth of debt. It actually barely covers a month's worth of debt. So even with two parent clubs, both using, actually, one of them doesn't even pay us. But what they do, actually, is we can send youth players to train to gain experience. We can do that? I didn't actually know that. But yeah, we have a friendly with them, which obviously is meant to bring in money for us. But with these guys, we're actually getting official money. We hold a friendly as well, so we can actually get money from that. So, we do need more of these if we want to survive as a club, if we want to get the financial benefits. Just want to look, but I don't think I got my coaching. No, I did get my coaching qualification. I did get my National C license, so that's good. My player is developing. But with the club, yeah, I think this is pretty much all I can talk about. What we can do is we'll look at a few player stats, I guess. I don't think I picked up any awards, or the club, I should say, picked up any awards. Player of the month, we didn't pick up any there. Fair play, that pretty much means nothing. Foreign player of the year, we didn't pick that up. Goal of the month, we picked it up in July, actually, which is nice. When was that? The 23rd of July, I think that said. So we'll have a look at that goal, maybe. We didn't pick up Golden Boot, obviously. Golden Whistle was the best referee. Manager of the year, we didn't get that. We went to Shandong manager. I would have loved to have got that, because we were expected to get relegated. We finished mid-table. I think my achievement should be recognised. Player of the month, I already did that. What an idiot. Player of the year, we didn't get that. Went to the same guy who won Foreign of the year. Team of the year, we didn't get anyone in that. And Young Player of the year, we didn't get that. It went to a 17-year-old guy for Shandong who actually tore up the division. So, yeah, it just showed that we had an average year, I guess, in comparison to everyone else. Top goal scorer wise, our top goal scorer is actually this guy, Lu Zheng, with 9 goals. Not really enough goals being scored from us for an out-and-out goal scorer. We kind of need that, which is why I do want a striker, but it's not main priority, because we're getting enough goals to get us results. We're just conceding too many. If we're going to concede, actually, why is our keeper not on there? Okay. Whatever. But I don't really know what else to really look at here. I just looked at goals, shots on target to see how I had a high shots on target ratio, but didn't really convert many of them. But yeah, where is Maneki? I got rid of Maneki, didn't I? Yeah, he's now a scout. He retired. That was why he wasn't on that list. But yeah, he left. But yeah, I think this is all I'm going to talk about for now. Next time I get you back, I don't actually know when. I'll either be start of season or midway through the season. I'm not too sure. I'll decide at some point in the future. But yeah, next time you're back, hopefully we'll have a few transfers to go through and stuff. And ideally we'll have a few transfers to go through, because I don't think the squad we have right now is good enough. But a few additional signings here and there, it should be good enough to get us mid-table. So until then, guys, peace out.